Hello Communities and Schools family, it's Miss Alex here. Today I'm going to be doing 3 different crafts with you guys. For the Penderlea family out there, we are sending an arts and crafts kit, so you will have these supplies. But for those of you at home, I will be showing you guys how to just do small crafts with the kids, like easy with things that you might have lying around in your house. Today's crafts, we're going to have mosaic art, we're going to be making a turtle craft, as well as making a watercolor painting. So first we're going to start with mosaic art, and what you'll need is a base paper. For our Penderlea family, what we've included in the arts and crafts kits is a black paper that you can use for base, as a base. Any color can work, but we've included a black construction paper. You'll also need multiple colors of construction paper. Of course, you can have different patterns, but you can just get creative with it. You'll need glue and scissors. And what you'll do next is you'll take your construction paper. I found it easier to cut it in strips first, and then from there you're able to cut it up into small cubes. This is a nice and easy craft that you guys can do at home. You can challenge yourselves in doing complex designs. I attempted with the heart. It's a nice way to pass the time, and like you can just get really creative with all the small pieces and all the random colors. And I provided a couple examples here of things you could probably challenge yourself with at home. What you'll need for the turtle craft is a paper plate, green construction paper, tissue paper, and this can be different colored tissue paper. You could have pastel, you could have green. It's just whatever you have available. For our Penderlea family, we did include light colored pastel tissue paper and googly eyes. To start it off, I am taking half a sheet of green construction paper. I'm going to use this paper to draw the arms, head, and legs. I'm doing a really simple design for the arms, head, and legs. It's basically just a line and a circle. And I'll be working from the bottom, making my way over this loop and coming back down. And so I'm going to label these to be the arms so I don't confuse them when I'm cutting them out. And I'm drawing a bigger one for the head. And again, I'm going to label it. And I'm finishing it off with the legs. It's okay to make mistakes. If you start off with a pencil, it's always easy to correct it. And there we have it. The arms, head, and legs. So once you cut everything out with the scissors, this is what I got. I went ahead and added the googly eyes. I just added 2 dots in the center, and then I added the eyes. Next, you want to take your paper plate and you want to just play around with the setting of your arms, head, and legs. Just move them around so they look right on the paper plate, so it looks like a turtle body. You just want to play around with that and make sure it lines up nicely. And once you have a pretty decent layout, you can go ahead and staple or glue those ends. So once you have everything laid out, I went ahead and stapled my arms and legs as well as the head. I am using tissue paper to decorate the shell, and so I really wanted to have a shell-like pattern, so I went ahead and folded this up, went in there and cut out a shell-like design. You have to be really careful with this step. I just have it layered so I can get more out of it. So this is what I have. It's a small bundle. And I went ahead and I drizzled it with some glue so it'll be easier to apply, and you have to be really careful with this step. You can choose to use a brush or a pencil so you don't get your hands dirty, but I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to go ahead and spread the glue around. There you go. So then you'll have a nice layer around your paper plate. And then next, you can kind of just have fun with it. You can play with the tissue paper. You can make a nice little pattern and just decorate the shell. There we go. I only have 3 main colors, but you can choose as many colors as you'd like. It can be as colorful as you'd like. I really like these 3 colors. They really complement each other. And you can just make your own pattern, or you can kind of go in there randomly. It's up to you. It's just decorating the shell, and just have fun with it. Be patient. It helps having the glue spread around, but you do have to be really careful when you're applying it because you don't want some to stick to your hand. And you kind of just go for it until you get the entire shell filled. There you have it. And you might want to smooth out the edges, but you gotta be careful not to get glue on your fingers. Finished product. You can choose to fill in the shell more. You can go in it with like different patterns. This is the pattern that I chose. And really, it's just you gotta have fun with it, decorating the shell. It takes time and patience, but in the end, you'll get an amazing result. And lastly, we have watercolor. Watercolor is pretty inexpensive, and it's super fun to use and make fun designs with. So I'll be showing you guys how to do the snail in the top right corner. And so I'm starting with a clear canvas. I'm using a small piece of paper. You can pretty much use any paper that works best with watercolor. So what I'm doing first is I'm sketching out the snail, and I'm just kind of going for it. I'm starting with the head, working my way with the tail, and shaping the shell. And I added a little small curl to it. And so once I have it drawn, I'll go ahead and take my watercolor. It's a really basic palette. You can find this almost at any store. It just has your primary colors. And so I'm going to start by painting my snail blue. You know, try to get comfortable with the watercolor, get comfortable with the paint. Like here, I was stroking and I had too much water. I tried mixing up the colors, but of course that was too much water. So I tried dipping it back and trying to get like the solid color mainly. And I'm just trying to even out the blue here. And you can just play around with the paint. I chose to go with blue. Of course, you can make your snail whatever color you'd like. And so I'm just trying to stay within the lines here as best as I can, especially it can be kind of hard working with the brush, but just try your best to stay within the line. And so I'm doing that the same with the tail. I'm coloring the tail the same color. And so I'm just filling it in, trying to stay within the lines. And I'm cleaning my brush because I'm going to go ahead and start by coloring in my shell. And I kind of wanted to do a rainbow pattern, so I'm starting with red, and I don't want to like dip in too many colors, so I'm just going to move across the shell where I feel like I'll start back at red, just so I'm not dipping too many colors in at once. And then here I am using the second color, using orange. I'm trying to give it a rainbow look. And then I'll move on to my next color. I'm moving with yellow. And then green. And of course I'm doing this so I'm not mixing too many colors in at once, and it kind of, there it goes, it's blending in a lot nicer. And then I'm finishing up with the blue. I'll just fill in the last gaps. The blue color. And so that kind of just gives the shell a rainbow-like pattern. And I'm also going to take the black and I'm going to draw a mouth and the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and outline the snail as well, just to kind of cover up the parts where I went outside of the line. And you have to be really gentle with this. Take your time, don't rush it for better results. And so I'll just go ahead and outline the entire snail. And I'll also fill in the little swirly where the shell is. And I'm just going to do small strokes. And I went outside of the line, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. And I'm going to continue outlining. And there you have it. You have a snail, a watercolored snail. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have fun making these crafts at home.